Morning, everybody. So, before I make this video, I want everybody to understand I got mad love for our sitting president. I voted for him 3 times. I think he won 3 times and just got a bum steer in 2020. That being said, Mr. President, when you ran your campaign, you ran it on drill, baby, drill. And take the oil from our country and be independent. You were talking about gas prices back then, and to be honest, right now, with the way families are hurting, cheaper gas prices would be nice. So I gotta say, Mr. President, that on that end of your campaign, you're not doing so hot right now, sir. We really could use $2 a gallon gas instead of $4 to $5. The other thing is when you were running, sir, all you had talked about is how bad the MS-13 gangs were in this country and how violent of criminals that they are. And that they need to be removed. And then they started taking over apartment complexes in like Chicago, Denver, and your administration reacted. And now they're not as bad as they were before. That being said, sir, before we went to war in Iran, don't you think that the radical Islamic people that are here, the Muslims that chant death to America in our streets, are just as violent? Because I've seen things they do to our service members when they were caught, or reporters over there when they were caught, and they were just as horrific as what the MS-13 gangs do. So why, sir, are we going after MS-13? And then when we're done, we say, well, we've cleaned up the country. We did not. We have millions of people in this country who hate the Western way of life and cannot stomach American people. And they hide amongst our population until they take over an entire city, not just a complex. And then they gather 30, 40,000 strong in the street, march in what looks like war gear, chanting death to America. Now, sir, with all due respect, I feel these people, the radical Muslims that are chanting death to America in our country while we fight a war in theirs, are just as horrific of people to Americans as the MS-13 gangs. So do everything you can, sir, to get these people rounded up and out of our country. Because the bottom line is fighting a war over there to keep us safe in our homeland while they've already infiltrated our homeland decades ago and have massive numbers here doesn't make me feel any safer than destroying the capability of a nuclear bomb over there. Anyhow, that's my 2 cents on that whole thing today. I'm just sick and tired of seeing these radical Muslims move into cities and take them over. And the reason they do this is because they don't know how to build an infrastructure in their own homelands. They come here and take over ours that's already built and then try to say we don't belong there. Enough's enough, sir. If you felt MS-13 was a gang that was horrific and shouldn't be in our country because they were taking over apartment complexes, then what do you say about all the radical Muslims chanting death to America who are taking over complete cities? All right, folks, that's my morning rant. Talk to you later.